Jay, let's jump right into it here. Salary cap draft 101. I think, number one, the pros of this are pretty obvious. It's the most fair way to draft. There's nothing skewed by necessarily draft position. Everyone has access to every single player. So if, say, you were a massive Najee Harris fan, you could bet a wide allotment of your pool on that player. Where you look at the cons, yeah, the drafts typically take much, much longer. They can be harder to prep for because there is one of our favorite words on the show, more variance, and mistakes are more costly. But let's start with the pros here. Jay, what is something that you like about the salary cap draft?
Well, I think the main thing is just fairness and having access to every player and having that player pool available as opposed to being at the mercy of a snake draft where your spot in the order is just going to determine so much. So I think that is the best thing, just kind of creating equality. Also, if you're a real sicko and you really want your draft to take a long time and you want to really investigate every single player, then this is the better format because you can really kind of expand on those opinions by having access to every player. So I think that is the best stuff. I think the main negative is just that, one, it just takes a long time. Yeah. It takes a really long time. And then also, if you're doing it with, just kind of like a homely, like friends and stuff who haven't really done it before, it's absolute chaos. Like no one knows really what to do. And so if you do know what you're talking about, that can be a good thing. But it's like there is more variance in the experience of the draft, I'd say.
Yeah, I would think that it's one of those that you probably hate your league mates by the time it's done, and you're going to need a couple of days to like them again for not only the bidding, but how long it takes.
I will say as well, it is a better format for comedic value.
Yes.
Just with the way that people will just absolutely blow their budget too early. And it's, again, a strategic thing too, where if you know the people that you're drafting with are very conservative, then you're better off, potentially putting up big names of players that you want earlier. If you think that people are going to just go wild from the get-go, then put up, names of people that you don't want to be taken. So there's a lot more, I think there is, in a way, there's a lot more strategic elements just because there's more control that you can exercise. And also, it's kind of fun to be, driving up the price on players that you don't actually want. Like, there's all these elements that don't come into play in snake drafts.
Right, and, going back to kind of your point here is that some of your league mates might just say, hey, I'm going to allocate so much budget to wide receiver, and you can kind of look at the running back board and be like, oh, I can pay 50 cents on the dollar for who I think it will be an RB1 for their team. So there's just a lot of it with salary cap drafts is knowing the people you play with because they're going to have biases for certain players that where in a snake draft, as the order comes down and you're most likely doing it from, if you're not doing it on a draft board in person, you're most likely doing it on a computer with rankings in front of them that skew biases as well.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.